Hi, this is Corey Vihum, and this is my third YouTube video where I'm going to go. In this episode, I'm going to go a little more about personal branding and how that uh, pertains to my company, Corey J Dynamics LLC, uh, and how it affects your clients, your audience, your customers. Um, I'm also going to go into why uh, people should follow you based on your personal brand. When you're branding your company, that's very important. It helps you stick out from your competitors. It helps you, um, makes you unique in a sense. Since your personal brand is it's you, it's who you are. It's what identifies you. Um, as I mentioned in my podcast episodes, it's what it's more than just the services that you provide or the products that you have or whatever industry you're in. Like with me, I'm in the financial services industry, but it encompasses so many other different types of services and industries. Um, Whether you're building an e-commerce store or are you doing real estate investing, whether you're opening up your own, even if your own law firm, your accounting firm, um, your own restaurant, your own whatever business or company you're creating, it's the personal brand or the brand of that company or that business is what the customers and clients see, and um, that's what helps them like build trust, and that's how they gain your trust is through that brand. So, as I mentioned before, a lot of people underestimate the power of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Right now, they have Clubhouse, which I actually got invited to earlier this month, and it's an exclusive club or social media app. They have to be invited to, but that's another big one. That's great for personal branding. Another one is that I actually personally enjoy is Entree, which is basically Entree or joinentree.com. It's a new social media platform for branding, but more specifically, it's designed for people that are entrepreneurs like me, that are innovators, developers, investors, and people that are just trying to uh, that want to be entrepreneurs or they're already entrepreneurs and they have their own businesses or trying to form their own um, companies by developing different ideas. So that's another big one. But even the other ones like Facebook, Twitter, those are good too. Because once you gain that following on social media, you gain that influence on others. And once your influence grows, then more people are going to flock to you. More people are going to follow you on different platforms, and that's how you grow your name. That's how you grow your brand. That's how you grow and expand your business, your company. So, like with my name, it's Corey J Dynamics LLC, but that's my name of my company. Um, when I was brainstorming different names for my company, I had other ones in mind. As far as like just picking a name, and um, it took me a few days, not long, because when you form a legal entity in your home state and you fill out the name of your business, your company with the Secretary of State, there's there's certain things they'll ask you, and when you pick a name for your business, you have to make sure no one else is using it. So I had to make sure no one else was using my name, Corey J Dynamics, in my state of Colorado. So no one else was using it, and I picked it for the main reason I picked or chose that name, uh, Corey J Dynamics. Well, Corey's my first name, and J is the initial um, of my middle name, so Corey J. And Dynamics, I chose the word dynamics because um, that's the way I see myself in forming my business and growing my company. That's how I see Corey J Dynamics is it's always growing, and I'm always developing as a person, and that's really important for entrepreneurs when um, when they want to expand their brand or grow it, and whatever industry they're in, whatever services they're offering, that's what they're trying to do is they're trying to grow their company, but they also have to grow as a person, as an individual inside. So um, that's where I see myself and my company, and um, I am always developing and growing each day as I'm also growing and expanding my company. So um, when I chose that name, I just that's why I picked it, and it just stuck with me. And once I registered with the state, it was a done deal, and um, they approved it. My limited liability company. So and then um, but yeah, like when you're forming a company or business, even if it's not a limited liability, but like a sole proprietorship or a partnership or a corporation, even if it's an S corporation, but the the point is that when you're forming a company with your state and you're registering it, it has to be a specific business structure. With mine, it's LLC. It's limited liability. So others may be a corporation, and there are different taxation requirements and benefits for each business structure. So, but you could, I think it is possible to change the name of your company, but they say that's a real pain in the butt. So um, I'm not going to change my name in the future um, because I like this. It sticks out. It sticks out to me. It sounds good. Corey J Dynamics, and it's. I know I'm in the financial services industry, but um, I just had a few updates about my business plan, my business model for Corey J Dynamics, and not also for financial services, because I do have an interview tomorrow with Ameriprise Financial. So I'm being considered for a few financial or broker firms, and even though I'm getting into it as that industry as an advisor, financial advisor, um, there are other business ventures that I have. So the initial, I guess you can say, vision or dream that I had with Corey J Dynamics was to form a business or a company and then just tie it to an investment firm or broker dealer, which I was planning on for me once I got the experience in the financial services or the banking industry, and then just started my own separate independent firm. So I do have that plan, but and I was gonna directly tie it or connect it with Corey J Dynamics, but something changed, and I mean there is gonna be like a connection to Corey J Dynamics, but I decided to um, kind of like restructure in a way, in a sense, Corey J Dynamics LLC because I wanted it to be kind of like a parent or like specifically a holding company where it controls these other smaller companies or businesses, and whether there's other ones are LLCs or corporations or even if they're sole proprietorships. So Corey J Dynamics is going to be one big giant um, holding company, and it's going to be over these other smaller businesses, and they're going to be in um, like different various industries and services. So with financial services, that would be one, and another one could be advertising and marketing, like an advertising agency. And another one is that I'm really getting into is starting up like a tech company, like a startup tech, but not really, but it's more like a social app. And I've been connecting with different developers and investors and entrepreneurs like me. So trying to build that team for this idea, and on this is through my connections on uh, Entree.com, the social app, and so that's my plan is to bounce ideas off of them, and hopefully we can get it going within this year. We may have to get some angel investors to help raise the funds or the capital for this new startup. I guess you can call it like a tech company, but I just see it more as a professional networking app for specific professionals. So, so that's my goal, and that's still going to be a part of Corey J Dynamics, just like um, that investment firm is going to be a part of Corey J Dynamics, or that advertising firm that's going to be a part of Corey J Dynamics, or if I wanted to start an accounting firm, it'll be a part of Corey J Dynamics. So they're all going to be separate companies, but they're all going to be a part of one big, much bigger controlling company. And I just thought about this over the weekend, just like brainstorming in my mind about how it was going to pan out, and it does take a lot of work. Like even when you get into the taxation part, when you form an LLC, limited liability, you're going to be taxed differently than the way a corporation or a C or an S corporation is taxed, or even like a partnership is taxed. But it's going to change the way I'm taxed, and so hopefully we can get this startup online application, get it going up and running this year. It's going to take a lot of work with me and a bunch of other team members, but I think it's possible. So, but that's my goal for Corey J Dynamics within the next year, and just turn it into a holding company, and all these other companies they'll be tied to Corey J Dynamics. And right, I'm getting into the process of like trademarking my brand logo for my company, Corey J Dynamics, and it's going to be a CJD. You could find that logo by just visiting my website. And I spent at least a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, just trying to figure out the perfect uh, logo for my company. And with CJD, those are the initials for my company, but I wanted to make sure it was the perfect logo because um, eventually, when you start a company and you brand it like a logo or a word or name, you have to file an application to have that logo trademarked under. You go to the website of the USPTO, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and you have to do an application and try and trademark that logo or word or whatever it is that's tied to your business. And it takes, they say the process takes at least a year to do from the time you fill out the application to the time you finish it. So um, and you don't have to, but they typically require you to have a trademark attorney. uh, I was gonna ask I was trying to get my friend to like kind of help me out with that. I mean, he's a lawyer, but he does family practice. So when you do it, the application, even on the website, they strongly suggest you do the application, but with a trademark attorney, because they don't want you to spend anywhere from 250 for the TAS plus to 350 for the TAAS standard, and waste hundreds of dollars doing it by yourself. And um, just wasting all that money, all that time on that application, and you make a mistake. If somebody else has that logo for a different company, or it's the same type of service, they're providing the same types of products, then they could deny your application. So, a lot of this is new information to me. It's all part of the one of the many steps of forming a business. So, that logo you see on my website is the one I'm gonna try to trademark it. I'm gonna have to get a trademark attorney, which isn't cheap, but it'll save you so much hassle. It'll save you so much stress. You won't make as you won't make any mistakes when you do the application on the USPTO website. So that's my goal, and to even have my website copyrighted. But so hopefully we can get my logo trademarked. I don't think anyone else is using that specific logo for my company. Uh, I know it's before I mentioned it's going to be tied to financial services, but right now I'm trying to turn it into a holding company, or like a more like a kind of like a parent company. So I don't it's not really Corey J Dynamics LLC. It's not really tied to a specific service or product or industry. And that's what you do when you form a holding company. It just controls other companies, and that's how you get paid. And even if you're doing like real estate investment property, it's going to be the same thing with whatever holding company you create. So, but yeah, that's my goals for the next year. And I've mentioned before about hiring employees. Right now, at the moment, I can't, because when you start a company or business, you shouldn't be doing that unless you have some cash flow coming in. So, but I will get there. It I know it seems like it can't seem impossible when you start a business, but you can get there. Um, whatever industry or skill set you have, or licenses you have, or whatever profession you're in, starting a business is never easy. And it's not just the expenses, it's also the taxation, the legal, the figure out a solid strategic business model, a business plan, and then just like executing on it, and just trying not to make the the same pitfalls or mistakes that have caused like other businesses to collapse once they started. So, but yeah, that's my goal, and I'm still gonna continue to host weekly podcast episodes. Like I mentioned before, it's on Spotify. Visualize with Optimism by Corey J. And I'm also on social media. You can follow me there on Facebook, Corey J Vigil. Also on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on LinkedIn. It's Corey James V, and this is my YouTube channel. You can, if you want, you could visit my website where there's a specific page that's where I upload my podcast episodes, and tomorrow's gonna be my fourth one. Also, I was gonna mention that I'm also doing another video podcast on Thursday with a special guest. It'll be my first interview. It's a little scary. I've never done it before, but she's one of my Facebook friends. She's a real estate investor. She was in the financial services industry for years. She worked at a BNY Mellon, that New York-based bank, and she left that and decided to do real estate investing. And she's just like me, an entrepreneur. And but yeah, the interview is going to be Thursday at 2 p.m. and that's like that's for Eastern time because she lives in Florida. But it'll be this Thursday, and we're going to be talking about real estate investing, financial services, her background, and yeah, just a basic general interview with basic questions. It's going to be more like a freestyle interview type podcast, kind of like this one where it's not scripted, and I'm not reading down from a notebook. And but I think it's going to be a very interesting um, podcast because it'll be my first interview, and I plan or anticipate to do more in the future. And I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy it. I'll try and or I will streamline it on different uh, podcast channels, including Spotify. Right now I'm on Google Podcasts, and there are other ones that I'm on, but it'll be uploaded through them and broadcasted. So, and I'm also, if not this week, but next week, I'm going to be doing another podcast interview. It'll probably be next week with Isaac Mashman. He's the person that helped me get in the right direction as far as starting my own branded company, my own business. And he gave me the proper tools, and he still supports me here and then. And he's just a wonderful person, great guy. He founded his own company, Mashman Ventures. So he knows a lot about personal branding and business consultation and coaching. So, but yeah, I'm gonna try and do an interview with him. It's probably gonna be next week at the earliest, because I'm gonna be doing another podcast tomorrow, and that'll be the solo one, and then Thursday it'll be the interview podcast with my special guest, and her name is Jansen Young Jazz. So, but I'm excited about it, even though I've never done it before. But I think it'll be interesting. So, uh, thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll get back to you within an hour or two. It's definitely going to be less than 24 hours, but it should be within a few hours that I'll reply back to your comment. And if you want, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Now I'm on Clubhouse, so if you want to invite to there, it's invite only. So just let me know, DM me on social media, and I'm also on Entree. So if you want to join there and connect with me, the app is free. You just create an account, and we can connect then. All right, thanks.